Okay, I just got back from Trader Joe's and I thought I would do a grocery haul. The first thing is I got 4 of my favorite spices. So they're all the same, but they are the chili onion sprinkle seasoning blend. I'm obsessed. I haven't had it in a while. When Jesse was here visiting back in November, we went and looked. They didn't have any, so I stocked up. I have 4 of them now. I also got some kind of like, I don't know, skincare type stuff. I got some facial toner, rose water, and I got some hair serum, and I got some leave-in conditioner. I got 2 jars of garlic stuffed olives. I got 4 containers of vegetable broth. I got 2 chicken soup dumplings. I got 2 vegetable soup dumplings. I got 2 mac and cheese bites. I got 2 margarita pizzas. I got 2 brownie crisp coffee ice cream sandwiches. I got 2 mango blueberry chia bowls. I got 2 stuffed gnocchi, potato gnocchi stuffed with tomato sauce and mozzarella. I got some pineapple juice. I got 2 baby broccoli. I got some garlic and Asiago cheese dip. I got some grilled rosemary boneless chicken breast with seasoned brown rice. It's like a heat and eat for Daniel. And I also got this traditional meatloaf for Daniel. I got some brie cheese and some cream cheese and croissants and half and half. And then I got 2 things of crackers. I got the multigrain pita bite crackers with flax seeds, and then I also got this elevated cracker assortment. So it has buttermilk crackers, plum and date toast, and lemon and black pepper crackers. So both of those. I got 2 miso soups for Daniel. I got 2 vegetable rolls, 1 mozzarella and tomato salad, and then some snacks, some Belgian cookie trio, some English fudge collection, and sea salt caramels. So that is the haul. Now I need to put it away, and I'll check in later. Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting my reading vlog of Christine by Stephen King, and Jules and I are buddy reading this book, and we're going to be reading the book and watching the adaptation. I've never seen either or read. I have not read the book, have not seen the movie. Okay, that clears that up. It's around 500 pages. Written in 1983. Jules has warned me that there is some words that we would not use today in this book, and it's classic Stephen King maleness. So, looking forward to that, but I am starting with the prologue, so I will share my initial thoughts with you and with her very soon. Sorry for the late check-in, friends. It's been a bad mental health day, but I'm having some of this Irish breakfast tea that Jules brought me back from Ireland, and it's so good. I have like just the tea. I made 16 ounces and some half and half, and it's so good. So yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is like caffeinated, but it is what it is. I did have like a 3 or 4 hour nap today, so I should be fine. But I am gonna jump back into the book, and I am tabbing it, but I haven't been keeping up with my tabs. I'm only on page 51, but I have been highlighting things, and honestly, like, the language in here is not ideal. There's cursing, there's fat shaming, there's talk of boobs always, and there's derogatory kind of words and stuff like that. So it's a lot. This is probably the most Stephen King book I have ever read. Like, this is a boy's book. This is a man book because the main characters are male. The things that it's talking about, like, it's a lot cringe, but I'm gonna dive back in and continue to go, because it does also talk about other themes and topics as well that I think are good. So I'm gonna dive back in, and then I'll update you guys in the morning. I caught up to where Jules is in the story, which is 23% into the book. So I'm gonna go listen to her messages from earlier while she was updating me with her thoughts. And then I'm probably gonna dive back in and read a little bit more, because I think Jules is definitely a faster reader than me. My thoughts about the book are, I'm not really enjoying it, but I'm not necessarily hating it. I am interested where it's gonna go. It looks like there's 3 different parts in the book, so we may be getting different perspectives. Right now, we're getting Dennis's point of view. He's telling the story back. So this happened when they were in high school, and now he's 22. And he's going back telling the time about when his best friend Arnie bought this car named Christine, and how like there's just kind of like this sense of dread around the car and its past and how everything's happening. So I'm gonna listen to her thoughts and then I'm gonna dive back in. But like I said, I do plan on reading a bunch tomorrow, so. Good morning, friends. I made it to page 150 of Christine. I'm pretty much feeling the same way. I do think it was an interesting notion to tell the story through the car owner's best friend. It may or may not change in the second part. We'll see. I'm obviously not there yet. I still have a long ways to go, but I have nothing but time to read today. Originally, I had Bible study. Bible study was canceled because we have a proper snow day for Virginia Beach. I mean, it's not a lot of snow by a lot of people's idea of snow, but for this area, it's a lot of snow. So I'm gonna give you a peek at our snow in the back, and then I'm gonna get to reading. Actually, I need to message Jules and let her know how far I got into it, and then I'll start reading. But yeah, I got nothing but time, and I love that. Let me show you the snow. This is Charlie's footprints and there's snow, but this is what it's looking like. That, like the wind, didn't let snow get there, but if you look right there, you can see kind of how deep the snow is. So there's drifts, but yeah, we have snow. Hello, friends. I want to give you a final update of Christine by Stephen King. I did decide to DNF this book. I picked it up at a used bookstore for $10. I loved the cover. I have read some Stephen King books in the past that I've enjoyed, like Billy Summers, and just this past fall I read Pet Sematary and The Long Walk, and I've read like The Institute and 11/22/63, and I've read quite a few, The Body. There's more, but I've read some Stephen King that I've enjoyed, some that I haven't, and this is one of his like more backlist titles. This one came out in 1983, and I just wanted to find out like what I thought about it. I ended up making it 246 pages, so almost 250 pages. Like I'm 52% into the novel. I stopped on chapter 34, which is in part 2, but it's called Leah and Christine. And I just found out that or I just came to the realization that I didn't really care what had happened, and I got a taste of what this book had to offer. And I basically never really liked anything that I was reading. I was always just kind of ready to put it down and move on to something else. And if you watched my January book tag, you will know one of my goals this year is to DNF more books, even if they're quote unquote obligation books. So even though I was buddy reading this with two of my friends, one of them ended up, April, she rated it 4 stars. She really liked it. And then Jules from Jules Books and Things, she finished it last night and she's giving it 3 stars. So they both enjoyed it. I DNF'd it. That's what I mean by everybody has a difference of opinion. So definitely form your own if it sounds like an interesting story to you. It's about 2 friends that are driving along one day, and this guy, Arnie, sees this car and he wants to buy it and transform it, fix it up and all of that. And long story short, the car is a demon, possessed. There's something going on with the car. I don't know exactly what it says in there. Dennis continues to hope so, and then people begin to die on Liberty's dark suburban streets and roads. Christine is alive. So, yeah. Basically, the car is its own character in the story, and the first part is told from Dennis's point of view, which is the best friend of the guy that bought the car. And it was overly descriptive, of course, and it also had a lot of outdated language in it, and it was kind of constant. And then it also had, the Stephen King things about it, talking about boobs a lot, mentioning women's periods, just things like that that were just kind of icky to read about. And all 3 of us, April, Jules, and myself, we all talked about how those words made us feel, and kind of things like that. So it was good that I read this with other people so I could discuss the things that I was thinking and feeling about it, and also hear the themes and topics that they were pulling out of the story. There's a jet going overhead. We're just gonna have to get used to that in his house. But because I didn't care, I didn't want to spend another 3 hours reading more of the book, and so yeah, I just reached out to them and I was like, hey, I know we're buddy reading this, but I don't care and I don't want to continue. And you know what? Neither one of them were mad at me. So, which I guess is one of my hidden fears, is that I'm going to either let someone down or that they're going to be upset or mad at me. That's why I won't or haven't DNF'd obligation books in the past. So for what I read, I personally do not recommend it. I would recommend his newer stuff if you want to try stuff out. Billy Summers is still my favorite. 11/22/63 is really good. The Institute was very interesting. The Body is very short. That's based on the movie, or that's Stand By Me in book form. Yeah, this doesn't, it definitely doesn't hold up or anything like that. However, I do still plan to watch the movie with Jules, possibly April, and I will come back after that and let you know how the movie is, because I am excited about the movie still. It's not that I'm not excited about the story. I think that maybe his stories are better played out on the screen for me. All right, I'm here with my very final update for Christine by Stephen King. I did end up DNFing the book, as we know, but I did finally last Friday watch the movie with my friend Jules, and actually her husband watched it with her and my husband watched it with me. So that was a fun little virtual double date, if you will. I won't say I loved the movie, just like I DNF'd the book, but it was also, I think it came out in 1983, the same year that the book came out. I don't know, but you could definitely tell it was like an older type movie. A lot of the actors that were playing teens were like, they looked like straight up 30-year-olds. There were some key differences though between the book and the movie that I noticed and I took notes of. But I would say, like, if you don't want to read the book, but you're still curious about the story, like, you can watch the movie. Like, there were scenes and dialogue directly from the book. The origin of evil. In the book, the evil is based on the previous owner, or it seems like it's the previous owner that, like, instills the evil into the car. But in the movie, it actually starts with Christine going down the manufacturing line, and it's evil from the start. So the origin of evil is different between the book and the movie. Another one is I just felt like, obviously in the book, I got to know the characters more, even though I didn't finish it. So when you start the book, it is broken up into like 3 parts. The first part is Dennis, the second one is Arnie, and then the last one is Christine. Even though you're like hearing the story from Dennis's point of view, I feel like, you know, he's Arnie's best friend. So you get to know like Arnie from another person's point of view. So you get to know him even more and like maybe his motivations and like why he kind of lets this car take over him. You get to know like why more. You get to know the depths of the characters more. They feel more like real people. Like I said, some of the scenes definitely played out, but like they even made the character better from the start, like before Christine. Like in this one, he's talked about having like acne all over his face and, you know, all of that. Like in the movie, he had like 0 acne. Now in the movie, I did think it was funny, like seeing it visually, him like get like hotter and hotter, like, you know what I'm saying? Like improve and dress differently and all of that, like based on like Christine and stuff like that. And then in this one, the previous owner is much more of a focus. And obviously, because the origin of evil is different in the movie, he's not in there that much. But how I pictured 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒔's character, spot on. So the book and the movie do share like the same core concept, but it's just that in the book, you get the obsession more, I feel like. I don't know, it just played out better in the book. Now, I will say, while I was watching the movie, because I got about 200-ish pages in. I think I was here. So I was about 50% of the way through the novel. When I got there in the movie, it was all action after that. And I was like, I missed the best part of the story. I didn't know that the story was like finally gonna pick up and just be like killing people left and right. But yeah. So I would say that it's a good adaptation, at least for the portions that I read and watched to the movie. There were some changes, but they weren't like make or break it changes. That's what I thought of the book and movie of Christine. I really appreciate my friends Jules and April reading this with me, specifically Jules, because April read it a little bit before us, but I know they both enjoyed it. And I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I gave it a shot. But my whole purpose in DNFing the book is I just didn't care anymore like what happened. I feel like I figured out, you know, what was going to happen. Christine was going to go on a rampage and then by the end everything would be okay.
And yeah, that's basically what happened. But I really do like that I was able to continue the story via the movie and kind of see how it all wrapped up. It does leave it open that Stephen King could write a sequel, and I think it would be interesting if he did that in a different era. Like, this is in the 70s. It would be interesting if he did like the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or something like that. But I don't know if he even has ever talked about that or he has any wish to do that. But I'm just saying it could be done. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, leave either the fire emoji or the red car emoji. And let me know if you've read this book or seen the movie or both in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye, friends.